Teachers are leaving careers they love in a last-ditch effort to save their mental health. How did we get here? I have some guesses. Maybe it's because when teachers say they're struggling, we respond with, no, you're not. Maybe it's because when they ask for more money, we say you shouldn't be in it for the money. When they say they're burnt out, we say try caring less. Don't work as hard, do the bare minimum. We ask for changes in education policy, and instead they say, why don't we regulate what you can and can't say? Why don't we make a policy that lets everybody be a teacher? Like, teachers are over here wanting to unalive themselves, and we respond with, make sure you're taking care of yourself. If you actually try to live outside of work, you'll probably get in trouble for it. Oh, you didn't do this perfectly, you're going to get criticized for it. And again, these are just guesses.
So this TikToker by the name of Anna Sutter points out many of the ways that our society treats teachers terribly. And there are a lot of different reasons for this, but one I want to center on is something that David Graeber actually talks about in his book BS Jobs. And that's the concept of moral envy, which is to say that ultimately, we all understand that teaching is a highly meaningful and rewarding work. But because of that, a lot of people in our puritanical society have really weird ideas about what teachers should do. First and foremost is the idea that because the work is meaningful, it should be paid less, which is really strange. Because think about it, the jobs that are more meaningful and beneficial to society are obviously the ones that should be paid more if we lived in a morally decent society. But because Americans have this very puritanical work ethic, the idea from a lot of rich folks, believe it or not, ends up being you should accept lower pay because your job is meaningful. The work should be its own reward. And that right there is the heart of America's puritanical culture, that you should work for its own reward, and you shouldn't be in it for the money. In fact, job interviews really press this idea a lot, because if you're doing a job interview and they ask you, hey, why are you interested in this job? And your response is, because I need money to pay rent, odds are you're probably not going to get that job. We're all forced to pretend that we want jobs for some sort of grander purpose in life or self-fulfillment, when in actuality, for most of us, it's because we just want to survive. But for a teacher, I can think of a million different reasons why somebody would want to be a teacher, because they want to have a meaningfully positive impact on the community. But that is also exactly why so many people in society feel like they have some sort of right to tell teachers what to do.
The reality of being a teacher is making sure your door can quickly lock in case there's an active threat. It's having a window cover you can quickly pull down. Loving natural sunlight, but having to pull down your window cover so no one can see inside your classroom. Making sure your safe place is always clear and accessible in the case an active threat happens during your conference or lunch. Creating a plan for your students, but knowing there are so many, well, what if they came in this way? Or how can I hide 20 plus kids and keep them quiet when they're afraid? Heck, I'm afraid as I was never trained for this. Creating a plan, but knowing it may not even be of use as you or the kids can easily be in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's feeling guilty and sad that you get to finish the rest of the school year with all of your students, but there are teachers who won't be able to do the same, parents that won't be able to do the same. Being a teacher and student is scary right now, and it doesn't have to be this way.
That was Taylor Mora, a Texas educator who took to TikTok to share the side of being a teacher that most people don't see. Quick locking doors, blackout curtains to obscure a shooter's view into a classroom, memorizing entrances and exits, in a desperate effort to save as many children as possible. This is not a story from a war zone. This is a reality lived every day by teachers in America. But in a dystopian country where our classrooms have become war zones, our educators are now involuntary frontline troops in a deadly conflict.
The state of Texas has guardian laws, they have martial laws, which empower school districts to make choices about whether they want to train people in their own schools to be ready, because clearly law enforcement can't be everywhere.
Mora's video went viral in a nation still processing the senseless mass murder of 19 students and 2 teachers in Uvalde, Texas on May 24th. The video has since been viewed over 8 million times, drawing comments from viewers who don't understand how teachers can be asked to do such psychologically traumatizing work, yet are paid near poverty wages. And sadly, many comments came from other teachers, not to vent the anger and frustration they're feeling, but to ask Mora where they could buy some of the safety equipment that she demonstrated in the video. Even in grief, teachers around America are still seeking out every avenue to protect the students entrusted to their care. It is a heartbreaking and devastating statement about the cost of government inaction on gun violence. For educators like Taylor Mora, most of the money they're spending to protect their students and secure their classrooms is coming right out of their own pocket. In a state like Colorado, where teachers make only about $46,000 a year, or Texas, where the rate is barely $52,000 a year, the average teacher can spend up to $2,000 on out-of-pocket supplies. That increasingly means buying equipment to turn their classrooms into hardened bunkers. For our teachers, and so many others across America, the mass shootings in Texas, California, and New York have been met with resignation. Few expect our elected leaders to act.